So we said that what we also wanted to do was to talk about what people can think about if they're struggling in their families at the moment. So some thoughts that we can offer to help people think about how to improve their situation. Any ideas? Oh, Monika.
Sorry, yes. No, I think it's so it's so important to be patient with ourselves and sort of kind to ourselves, you know, self-compassion. We're so often so critical of ourselves and impatient with ourselves. You know, we want to achieve more, we get frustrated. It's so important to realize these are such unprecedented times. It's so difficult right now for everyone. And just to try and, you know, set some little goals for each day, if that's possible. Have some enjoyment, something to look forward to each day, some activity that we enjoy. Maybe it can help to make a list of, I don't know, 10 activities that we enjoy doing, and sort of focus on things we can control, the things we can choose to do, whether it's the food we eat, the TV, films and shows we watch, you know, games we play, maybe activities we can do outside the house, you know, that we can do, to focus on what we can control and what we enjoy, and to do as much of that as possible, and just to remind ourselves this is a very strange, unusual situation, and try and not get so annoyed with ourselves and frustrated. I think that's really important. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's very important.
So I'm hearing you say that the starting point is ourselves, that we need to look after ourselves. And then maybe the family dynamics might improve if we're looking after ourselves and we're relaxed and being patient with ourselves.
Yes, I think that's very important. Sort of good self-care, sort of taking responsibility for ourselves, and asking ourselves, you know, what do I need right now? Maybe I've woken up feeling a bit down or a bit anxious. What could help me? What could soothe me? What do I need right now? And then sort of look after our own needs, and then we'll be stronger and more able to give to others and look after other family members and help others.
I'm also thinking about how the changes, so having to work from home and having to parent, teach at home, and that we're, and that being thrown together, that it's so obvious to us individually what the pressures are to us individually, but maybe we forget to tell others about what we need as well. So, for example, making sure that we've got some time in the study to ourselves. For example, if we've got Zoom meetings, you know, making sure that because we're not used to having to do that probably, to tell the family, actually between 10 and 12, I'm going to be online, and I'll also need to be in that room on my own, because otherwise people come in and it gets stressful. And so something about us also thinking about what we need to communicate, which we maybe are not used to communicating.
Yes, I think connected to that, and what you're both saying, is that, you know, I think there's a lot of pressure, especially for children or parents of children who are doing homeschooling, to achieve things and to get things done, and to really be forgiving of ourselves as parents, because it's just there's a lot of pressure. There's like this external pressure, or their internal pressure that they feel as parents to do the right thing, you know, keep their children going and be a good parent, and sort of just to ease up on themselves, and don't be so hard on yourself as a parent, and enjoy this time. This time will pass, really, eventually, and enjoy, not to be, you know, just really not to be so focused on what's not working, and kind of enjoy what you do have.
It's really hard though, isn't it, but for me, to not get annoyed by the family member that puts the things on the family WhatsApp chat, which is a bit of a downer, like political slogans or things like that. I could find it's quite, because we've talked about being patient, but it's quite hard to not be triggered by the behaviour of certain people.
Yeah,
I think this is when it comes in, what we've been talking about, to do whatever you need to do to feel grounded. So just to have anything that makes you feel okay with yourself in a way, because that will, like Monika said, that will allow you to also to look at other people's actions from a different angle. And also going back to the families and children, if you're grounded, if you're okay, then the children will also feel safe, and then they will be okay, and then the whole family will function better.
But I think it's also, and Nicholas, to what you were saying before about, the WhatsApp political slogans and things, which sort of get us, trigger us in a way. But this is a perfect time in some ways to sort of identify what that is and try to express things in a way, express, a bit more of our vulnerabilities, or express the way we feel, because we're kind of stuck with each other now. So it's an opportunity to share things in a way with our nearest and dearest, really.
A good time to work on our boundaries, to be able to kind of express what we find comfortable and uncomfortable. But to own it, I suppose, to be able to say, I find it difficult when you do, and I find it difficult because of this. It's and I know it's about me, but I would really prefer it if you didn't do that.
Yeah, because sometimes if you don't share that, you end up being angry or tense or upset, and not really saying how you feel inside. And you can come across as being just upset or angry, and the other person might think, not really understand how you're really feeling inside.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why it can be so helpful, say, to have a family meeting. Even even quite young children can participate in a family meeting, where there's a space for everyone to express their needs and to maybe say what I find annoying, or what's difficult, and what I find helpful or something, and to make it enjoyable. Have a few snacks, get together, make it light, but space for everyone to express themselves. That can be helpful. Or also focus on both activities that we individually enjoy doing and looking at activities a family would enjoy doing, or couples would enjoy doing something together. That can also be nice, a sort of bonding experience. Look at what everyone would enjoy, what would make people happy and relaxed, what they can share.
I was also thinking, of course, what's happened this last week is some changes to, and that's just occurred to me. I didn't say about this before we organised it, but it's just occurred to me about the current changes to guidelines. And I don't think we've ever had a situation before where we've been told what we can and can't do in terms of meeting up with people. And I'm thinking about the tensions that can cause. I saw a group of 6 young people together the other day, and I was thinking, but what if there used to be 8 of them that met up? What about the 2 that are excluded? Or maybe there used to be 4 of them, and now there's 2 new group members. So I'm thinking something about the dynamics that can be altered, and the relationships that can be kind of put under stress. Have you come across or have any thoughts about that at all?
I think first of all, it's great that people can now meet other people, especially for young people, young adults and adolescents. This is an opportunity to meet their friends, see some of their friends again, socially distanced, say, in the park. I think it's a strange new time we live in a way, definitely. But it's good, I suppose, on some level for many people that things are loosening up so they can see people who are part of their support system. And obviously the shops are going to be opening up on Monday. So another level of, I suppose, freedom. But it's interesting the point you raise about it being, dictated from the top.
Well, it's also a bit confusing. I think there's a lot of confusion around.
Yes.
About what you can and cannot do, and some people feel comfortable with this. Some people don't feel comfortable connecting with other people just yet. And so there's lots of confusing, and it feels like there's lots of kind of different rules out there of what we should be doing.
Yes, exactly. I mean, even the opening of the schools and allowing children in, half of the schools did not take the government guidelines, really did not open because they didn't feel it was safe. And then they're doing their own thing. They're only having 1 class instead of 2 or 3. So it's I think whatever the individuals are feeling comfortable, there are the guidelines, but then there is also the individual interpretation of the guidelines. That's my experience so far. Yeah.
And what we know is that the conflicts are always built on misunderstanding.
So these are all reasons for, again, increased anxiety. You know, this increased sort of uncertainty of what are the rules, or who gets invited or who doesn't. I mean, all these things are just, in a way, more levels of uncertainty. And are the schools opening up or not? Or, you know, parents who are desperate for their kids to go back to school, others who are very anxious about their kids going back to school, the kids themselves anxious. And it's in a way, it's more levels of anxiety and uncertainty.
I was thinking about your point about family meetings, Monika, how important it might be for people to talk about these changes, because they are really confusing. It's about all aspects of our lives, isn't it? It's about school, work, shopping, socializing, everything. So maybe for everyone to have a sort of shared understanding of what the guidelines are could be really helpful. Okay. Any last thoughts as we think about the journey we've taken in our conversation? And anyone left with anything that to share? I guess
just the emphasis on self-compassion, on being kind to ourselves. It's really important, I think. Taking care of ourselves.
And also, in a strange way, this is an opportunity to see this as an opportunity for change, or an opportunity for something different in our relationships, you know, with people that are, you know, our family members are irreplaceable, really. So it could be something that we could see as an opportunity for something different to happen, and feeling more close and connected with one another.
Yes, I agree. I mean, all these self-compassion opportunity, and just to think as this is an interesting time, and maybe use this time to get closer and to understand your own self, and how the family, what the family means to you, and what each member is, and what this is about. So yes, I agree.
Good. Well, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.